Here is a quick overview and summary of everything included in the checklist and things you need to do before sending us your file. Firstly, make sure you create your artwork in the appropriate software. We highly recommend InDesign and Illustrator as these are vectorized programs and industry standard. Other Adobe programs like Photoshop is okay, but we would prefer the other two programs as Photoshop is built with pixels and not vector based. Other programs such as Canva, CorelDRAW, Procreate, we don't recommend these programs as they aren't usually vectorized programs and they aren't as workable with our Adobe software and can cause issues and corruption. Other things to note is color. Please make sure you're using a CMYK color space. Make sure your artwork is using CMYK colors, not RGB or hex. You can supply PMS colors as well, but we do only print in CMYK. When you are creating text and using different elements in your programs, please make sure the black is an appropriate black. We don't want anything too heavy as this will bleed and cause issues in the print process. It only needs to be set up, for example, as 0 for cyan, 0 for magenta, 0 for yellow, and then 100% for black. This is all you need and this will print much better. Other things to note, when it comes to logos and text, please include these files as either PDF, AI, SVG, or EPS files. PNG files and JPEG files will most likely be pixelated as these file types are not vectorized. Please make sure all your text is outlined because we don't have every single font in the world. So if we have to open up your file and your text isn't outlined, we won't have those fonts. Please make sure your file is set up to millimeters and includes the correct amount of bleed that is specified on the spec sheets. If you are creating something for a fabric product, the bleed will usually be 50 mil. Some of our other products, it might be as low as 20 mil, but please refer to the spec sheets for this information. Some products also require a safe visual area. This is usually a 50 mil border as well. Again, please follow the spec sheets. Don't use the quotes for the sizes, as these quotes are for the finished size, not the sizes needed for the designs. When exporting your file, please make sure it is exported in the correct format. We recommend providing files as PDFs, but we can accept other files such as AI, SVG, and EPS. Other files such as packaged InDesign files are okay, same with TIFFs and Photoshop files, but ultimately we recommend PDF files. And again, PNG files and JPEG files will not be high res enough, or they'll be too large. When exporting your file, please make sure that any bleed boxes are ticked. Even though you might have the settings set up when you created your document, you need to make sure that this box is ticked on export. Image quality. Please check your images in the high res setting at full scale before exporting. If you are creating your artwork at full scale, please use images that are 72 dpi, and if you are creating your artwork at quarter scale, please use images that are 300 dpi, or anything around this should be okay. If your images are pixelated, we recommend buying high-res images or finding the source image if you can find a better quality version of what you have. We also recommend using AI or an image upscale tool. Most of the time this won't be very effective, but it might be worth a try. Or use another image. If your file is too large to send on email, we highly recommend sending your file via Hightail, Dropbox, or WeTransfer. If you are sending us a file via Microsoft or anything like that, please make sure you allow us access to gain the artwork. It's also important to try and not send extremely large files to begin with, as this can cause issues. Please reduce your file size where possible.